Let's jump to this next story we got from Timcast.com. Tesla recalls over 362,000 vehicles, says experimental self-driving software may cause crashes. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration posted a recall notice which says Tesla's full self-driving beta may allow the vehicle to act unsafe around intersections. Can confirm. I'm a big fan. I like Tesla. I think Elon does good work. But yo, these cars, they nearly got me killed.
What happened?
They slammed their brakes on randomly.
No way.
Randomly. Dude, it is.
You were like sort of vaguely driving the car and then the brakes slammed on?
You'll be driving and you'll turn on. So on like the Model 3, you flick the stick up twice and then it changes from cruise control to auto drive and you activate full self-driving. And then the Model S has like a button you press or something. I'm driving and it's on the highway and then there's a merger. There's an on-ramp. A normal sane human keeps driving. The driver who's merging on knows you have the right of way and to yield slows down, allowing you to go forward. Full self-driving slams its brakes on, which would cause an accident.
I think there was a video of that happened not
in
too
San
long
Francisco.
ago. Yeah,
it slammed its brakes on the bridge, and then all these cars piled up and people got hurt.
Oh my goodness.
It's happened to me enough times to where, you know, I've tweeted at Elon like, hey man, like this is a serious problem. Like I don't even know if we should use it.
No, don't use it anymore.
Because it's only happened I think like 3 times out of the 500 or more that we've driven it.
Can you use it without the auto drive?
Oh yeah, of
or
course,
does it
of course.
do the thing anyway?
I'm just saying when you turn on auto drive, you'll be driving and a couple things happen. One, whenever there's a flashing yellow light, it stops doing this. It thinks it's a real street light, and it'll show a street light on the display, and then it rapidly decelerates from 65 down to like 35 very quickly.
Wow. And
you've got to tap the accelerator to get it to stop. So if you don't expect this, but we've had moments where it slams the brakes on and we lunge forward like, what the?
Yeah, because if you're turning the wheel when
really,
it slams
really
it on,
scary.
that's a skidding hazard. Like that's.
And that's not even the scariest part of a lot of this stuff too, because there was a video I saw the other day where it was like it will like go around buses that have the light out, so it's not picking up all the people. It's like there's a lot of other stuff other than that they're finding with these self-drivers.
That's illegal to pass a bus when the stop sign's out.
So basically, Elon Musk is saying recall is a strong term for we're updating the vehicles overnight. But they mentioned this too. The agency warned the system may respond insufficiently to changes in posted speed limits or not adequately account for the driver's adjustment of the vehicle's speed to exceed posted speed limits. Also, this happens a lot and it's really annoying. Auto drive is supposed to adjust the speed limit for the posted speed limit. When you're driving and you drive past and it says like 35, it will drop down to 35. Several times when I've been driving, it won't. And so I have auto drive on and then it drives past 35 and it adjusts. I can see it on the display and then it just keeps going 65. And I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here paying attention, so I'll push the brakes down. But that is terrifying that it won't.
Yeah, that's really scary.
Is it looking to see like what the actual sign says? Because I know like in my neighborhood, I live on a private drive, and apparently Google has our private drive listed at like 35 miles an hour. It's like a 15-mile-an-hour zone, and so that's one reason why we think maybe people are speeding through our neighborhood is because the posted speed is wrong. So if the Tesla is going off of like what Google says, then that might be one of the reasons.
You'll be driving. You will see in the distance the speed limit 35. As you get close to it, it appears on the car's display. And then it changes max speed limit to 35, but doesn't press the brakes down. It just keeps going twice the speed limit.
I will say, as someone who I failed my driving test 3 times before I was 18 for various reasons. But I recently got my license a couple of years ago. I got a car, and I really like just being in control of my car. I kind of wish I knew how to drive manual so that I could be even more control of the vehicle that I am driving. And you can feel the weight, like you're driving, as someone who never drove before, you can feel the weight of this massive vehicle that you're in control of, you know?
Driving stick's not that hard. It's just annoying. It's like, what's the point?
Well,
some people like it.
You have the clutch or
whatever. It depends on what kind of car you're driving. Like if you're driving a nice sports car, it's fun to drive. But
yeah, I got a manual car. I used to drive stick all the time, and it's just so much easier and safer, in my opinion, not to.
It is
for the average person. like, you know, look, you're driving stick shift and you're out on a steep hill and you got people behind you and then they get real close to your ass and you're like, dude, I can't move. If I take my foot off the brake, I'm rolling backwards. Well, and then you can't do anything. You're like, get the back up.
This is part of the reason why it took me so long to get my license and why I never drove manual, because my mom was teaching me how to drive a car. She had a manual transmission car. She pulled halfway up the hill, put the parking brake on, put me in the car and was like, okay, now go. And I was like, what?
I'd just be like, sure, I'm going to grind your gears and destroy your clutch, but I'll do it.
I learned.
Well, you destroy the emergency brake because that's your brake to keep you from rolling backwards. You work the brake as you're pulling forward.
Oh, is that
I've
what
never
you do?
done that before. That's a good idea. I just did it as fast as I could. I learned stick shift when I was 16 or 17, and my parents were going out of town, and they were taking the automatics. So they're like, well, to get to work, I had to keep the stick shift, and I shredded my dad's transmission. I annihilated the car. It was... I learned how to drive stick shift after that. Just a lot of grinding trying to get it into gear.
Electric cars don't have transmissions, so...
They don't have transmissions at all.
They just go. Yeah, it's an electric motor. The wheels are just electric motors. They spin when there's a charge. There you go. It's a feature, everybody. Except the self-driving stuff. But they're putting self-driving in everything. So even the Honda, we have I have a Honda, and it has lane correction or whatever it's called, lane assist.
I don't like any of this. I don't want my washing machine talking to me. I don't want my car driving for me.
You're going to be in your car.
I'm going to be one of these people who's just like, what's going on? Why is everybody in a pod?
You're going to be 70.
Yes.
You're going to get your first robo-car, and you're going to be like, I finally decided to do it. Leave me alone. No. You're going to get in your car. You're going to turn it on and go, robo-car, take me to the grocery store, and it's going to go, okay.
It's going to kill me. Yeah.
And then you're going to be halfway there, and it goes, by the way, are you Libby Emmons, editor-in-chief of The Post Millennial? And you go, yes. And it goes, okay.
I've been looking for you.
Wait, you mean I never get to retire either? Like I'm going to be 70 with no teeth in a self-driving car, doing my own grocery shopping and having my same job. That is that's more depressed. Like I hope the car kills me at that point.
What I don't like about self-driving, maybe Elon can convince me of this when I talk to him, but trains have tracks. So they're self. You don't need someone holding a steering wheel. Planes don't have other planes flying by them 80 feet away.
They do these days.
12,000 miles an hour, whatever the hell. So
with
cars
the dissolution of our air system.
2,000-pound vehicles flying past each other at 50 miles an hour relative to each other. How is that even remotely safe to leave in the hands of a computer with your eyes off the road? Or like you just are you seriously considering people aren't going to go to sleep behind the wheel in that situation or turn around and talk to people?
Well, hold on. I've fallen asleep while driving before.
No way. That's awful.
I think.
Aren't you terrified?
It happened to me once.
I think most people have experienced that.
I woke up too.
I used to work. They make you work mandatory overtime when you work at the airport. So I have to do a double shift. I get there. I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to drive an hour to get to work to get there on time. Otherwise, they fire you. Then they're like, okay, you got a double shift today because you need the money. Then they say, whoopsie, it's mandatory overtime. I don't think they can do Mando if you've done a double though, but you'll end up being, it'll be 10 o'clock, you'll be leaving and you'll be driving home and then you just like, whoa, crap, I fell asleep for a second. Whoa, that's scary.
Yep. That is super scary.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have experienced that long day of work, getting tied behind the wheel. But at least with the robo car, you turn it on, if you fall asleep, you wake up like, oh, nothing yet, you know.
Ideally,
at
an emergency backup situation, but to entice people to use it to test it out is like, what in the hell are you doing? They are huge amounts of metal flying super speed.
Did you see that story of the guy who tried to kill his family in the Tesla?
I sure did.
Drove it off a cliff and they all survived.
Yeah, really? And they were like, he was trying to kill us.
Tesla was just very safe. Mm-hmm. They're well-built machines, and so it rolled down a hill, and they were like, we're all fine.
The Tesla trucks look super Terminator and creepy.
Yeah, and you sit in the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're just like one guy in the middle. You can't have anybody else in there?
And there's like panels to your sides.
Full Protoss. You'll be driving with your mind pretty soon.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
No, you won't. You'll be telling the machine, take me to Wendy's.
The machine will be driving with its mind.
That's right.
We just have to hope it's not Sydney from Bing Chat.
Is the Tesla truck coming out, though? Because now everybody's coming out with electronic trucks and stuff. Like Jeep just had the ad in the Super Bowl for their new off-road, electric Jeep.
Looking for a date of the official release. Rumored release date of the Tesla truck. I don't see anything off the top.
I know they have a sports car that's supposed to be coming out.
Won't begin mass production until late 2023. This is according to tomsguide.com. So late 23, we'll start to see the early production in the middle of the year of 2023. So maybe 3 or 4 months, they're going to start early production.
I mean, I like the idea of electric trucks or whatever. They just can't go that far. So I think they were saying that it can only go like 100 miles on a full load or something like that. I think the Tesla truck was saying, Elon was saying it can go like 500. But then imagine that you got to stop and charge it for how long?
Yeah.
Right. There was also, I saw this, this guy was trying to charge his, I don't know, some giant truck thing. And it was going to take a week to charge fully.
Jeez.
Well, even like the
That's
Jeep,
too long.
when I saw the ad for the Jeep, I was like, this kind of seems pointless. You go off-roading and then there's nowhere to charge your vehicle and then you're just kind of stuck.
Right.
Yep.
Then what do you do?
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.